We need to take a look around this place. Zeren must be hiding somewhere out of sight of her husband's men. Somewhere discreet.
Why did those idiots have to choose a place this filthy? Ugh! Oh, there you are at last. Fausta, my friend. I'm so happy to see you again. I was so worried. I was informed that you'd been arrested for who knows what reason.
A greatly exaggerated rumor, as you can see.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I am Zeren, wife to General Kernaz, a man whose path you've crossed under tragic circumstances, which trouble me greatly. He has always been driven by a thirst for power and glory, but he is a mere man-at-arms, which here means little. However, his successes on the battlefield and the confidence of his men have gone to his head. He has become obsessed with a single dream of late: to become emperor of a country that does not yet exist. A folly that, fortunately, few are prepared to accept, unless he is able to find support amongst the population. This he hopes to do by solving the problem of the native uprisings on Tir Fredi, at the expense of Governor Burhan.
You're starting to frighten me, Zeren. How do you think he hopes to achieve this goal?
Unfortunately, he doesn't tell me everything. You're going to have to find out for yourself, which is why I've asked you to meet me here. He and his supporters use this warehouse occasionally, so you may find some clues here. Find out what he's up to. Gather evidence, and I'll do everything in my power to help you. I know a representative of Morsinia, someone with influence, and whose politics are diametrically opposed to my husband's imperialist ambitions. I could introduce you, but we'll need solid evidence in order for any action to be taken.
So all we have to do now is search the place?
Yes. I really hope you'll find something. Be quick in any case, because his men could show up at any time, and you don't want to be discovered. Let me know as soon as you have something solid. One last thing. I thought I saw some posters about you. It seems that at least some of you are wanted by the Guard. I shall do my best to have the notice cancelled, but it's going to take some time. Please be careful until then. I must leave you. My absence must not be noticed. Above all, be extremely careful.
There's nothing strange about this order. It corresponds in every manner to something a general would require for their troops.
These lists are such a bore. Just the sort of document that the intendants love to keep. But this abbreviation, it's a mystery.
I have no idea what a general would need with this sort of material. It seems more like something the Alliance's scientists would use. In any event, this has to be what that abbreviation was referring to on the list.
I saw doctors using this kind of equipment during an inoculation. I have no idea what soldiers would use them for.
I think we've seen enough.
Yes, and we've stirred up enough dust for a complete lifetime. That said, please allow me to note that if we want to do something with our discoveries, we are going to need some help. Safia must certainly know all the laboratory rats in the city. She'll have the information we need.
Let's go. Before we're taken in by who knows who.
What a surprise! What are you doing here? You've no business here. This is a private warehouse. It belongs to important people. Are you thieves of some sort? I would highly advise you to drop what you're holding and run for it immediately.
Captain Alvida?
Well, Dockers, is that how you address a captain?
Oh, our apologies. We didn't see who you were.
That'll be all for this time. And in a way, this is good timing. I've been asked to inspect this part of the warehouses, and I have noticed that this one is owned by a person or a group independent of the Knots.
Yes, indeed, Captain. They received permission from an admiral in person, Captain.
Surprising. That isn't something you see every day. And what are you doing here?
We have to move crates down to the sewers, just beyond the old baths, all the way to a collector. We've been doing it on a regular basis for quite some time. A little too often, if you ask me.
In the sewers? Really? I don't like that one bit. We're Knots. We're nobody's lackeys. I'm going directly to have a word with the person in charge of the zone. In the meantime, you're dismissed.
Very well, Captain. Thank you, Captain.
Move along there. Only persons in possession of a pass can enter here.
If we want to see for ourselves if what the Dockers said was true, I know there are other ways into the sewers than the one we came out of last time. I believe there are some in every neighborhood, but I can't tell you exactly where.
Do you need my advice? You know I'm always willing to help.
What do you know about Zeren?
Not much. I know that she comes from a good family, but that she grew up in a small provincial town. And in Alima, she must often have been criticized because of it. City dwellers tend to look down on others. But she's an intelligent woman who, despite her origins, knew how to make a place for herself in learned circles, as well as among the aristocracy. She was generally highly appreciated. Her diplomatic skills were recognized, and her taste for the arts was celebrated. A few years ago, she married Kernaz, who was not yet a general at the time, but who was already showing promise. Rather, it helped her social ascension by opening new doors for her. But I know their marriage surprised everyone at the time. A soldier and a diplomat. It's a strange alliance. I think I've told you all I know. I'm too often absent from Alima to know the latest gossip.
We went to meet Zeren in a warehouse that's used by Kernaz's men. She told us to search the place because she also suspects her husband is up to something. We found some scientific equipment.
Do you know what kind of equipment it was?
Retorts, beakers, tools it looked like a doctor might use.
Strange indeed. I'm not sure what use a general would have for all of that, but I know someone who might be able to tell us. I have a friend who works in the science district and knows about everything that's going on in the city. I could let her know you're coming if you like. If not, I'd be happy to go with you.
Thank you. We should speak to her. As we were leaving the warehouse, we ran into a group of dockers who were taking the goods into the sewers.
The sewers? This story is getting stranger by the minute.
That's what we thought too.
The sewers run under the entire city and can be accessed from every district. Maybe it's just a way to move the goods from place to place without anyone knowing. If you want to look into it, be very careful. There are all sorts of dangerous creatures living in the canals, not to mention the criminals who use them for trafficking. It would be much less risky to speak to my friend, Elise.
I need to go.
Of course, but come chat again soon. Elise, I'm happy to see you're doing well.
Safia, I thought you were still traveling halfway across the world. It's a pleasure to see you again. But you didn't come alone. Who are your friends?
We met in Euxantis and we discovered we had common interests. But that's a long story for another time. Allow me to introduce you to Elise, a logician of Elima, a great mathematician and longtime friend.
Pleased to meet you.
As am I. I'm very happy to meet you. Safia's friends are my friends too. She was my mentor, and I owe everything to her. Please, let me also introduce my associates. Can, one of the city's leading pathologists and anatomists.
Nice to meet you.
And this is Bilgin, one of our most brilliant philosophers.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
But you must have come here for a reason. What can we do for you?
We found scientific equipment in warehouses belonging to Karnas and his supporters.
There were retorts, lots of glassware, as well as tools that immediately brought surgery to mind.
Kurnaz is a military man. I don't see what he could be doing with this kind of equipment. Of course, there are doctors and surgeons who travel with the army, but they wouldn't need beakers or glassware.
And they're more like butchers than researchers.
We need to understand what this equipment is going to be used for. We know that Karnas has a plan for my people. And after what was done to us on the ship that brought us here, I need to know what he's got in mind.
What did they do to you?
Someone in a bird mask came, slashed our arms open and rubbed a scrap of fabric on the wound. We recovered quickly, but one of our friends died.
I'm very sorry about that. My condolences for your loss.
You were inoculated to protect you against a disease. It's a risky but highly effective procedure. Unfortunately, it seems that your friend succumbed to the disease. Either that, or she was part of a control group.
In any case, I now understand why you're worried.
The equipment you saw was used for scientific research, which in Olima is largely carried out here. And we have it on good authority that none of the scholars who work here work for them.
Could they have taken over Asili's old laboratory?
You're right. That would be the perfect place to conduct research in secret.
What can you tell me about this laboratory?
Asili was a doctor and pathologist who was given his own laboratory in the city. A place dedicated solely to research on disease. When he left the city for your island, the laboratory closed down. It seems to me that only a team of his former assistants still goes there to sort through his discoveries.
There are many rumors about the place. It doesn't have a good reputation.
Oh, some say that there are underground rooms used to hide dreadful experiments. But that's ridiculous.
But there is often a grain of truth in rumors. In any case, this nearly abandoned laboratory would be the ideal place for experiments.
Where is it?
Not far from here, just downhill.
Who is Asili? A remarkable physician and pathologist. He discovered the principle of inoculation, which makes a person resistant to a specific disease.
He has the most brilliant mind in the field. His work has given our research a new impetus, and he has saved thousands of lives.
That's true, but he's also a man whose reputation has become rather scandalous in recent years.
Now, gentlemen, we're not here to entertain rumors spread by the city's students.
Thank you for your help. We're going to visit the laboratory.
Although it's nearly closed today, it is still guarded. The research carried out there could be dangerous in the wrong hands. Be careful.
Thanks again, Elise. I'll let you know what we find out. We should take a look in Asili's old laboratory. Elise is right. It would be the perfect place to conduct clandestine research.
We should dress like those bird-beaked sages to get in here.
Elise was right. The entrance to the laboratory is still guarded. We could talk to them. In any case, let's try to avoid violence, shall we? We could probably get in more easily if we were dressed like doctors.
Let's show them what we're made of!
Elise was right. The entrance to the laboratory is still guarded. We could talk to them. In any case, let's try to avoid violence, shall we? We could probably get in more easily if we were dressed like doctors.
Although I find their appearance unnecessarily frightening, we should dress in doctor's clothes if we want to go unnoticed.
Where did all these dead bodies come from? Why did they leave them all here in this place where no one works?
I don't know. Perhaps they brought them here so no one would see them. Ugh, I...
We should dress like those bird-beaked sages to get in here.
There have long been rumors of an underground laboratory in the district. I wonder if this goods lift leads there. These are the city's ancient baths. They date back to the time of the Astrians, who built a city here. The city we see today was built on top of it.
Look out! Guards!
ideas. I do not like what I am seeing one bit. With all these armed men hiding under the city, Kernaz has but to say the word, and it will fall under his control.
You do your best not to wander into the cabins. They're crawling with Majidas that don't appreciate being bothered.
Is there anybody there? We'll make you wish you'd never been born.
Let's show them what we're made of!
Now I'm going to have to buy some new armor.
My armor is broken!
I need help from someone. I'm wounded.
We've lost one of ours! We must remain focused.
I'm wounded.
I can't do it.
This wall wasn't built by specialists, so it won't hold for long.
That'll teach them the need for proper construction. However, my friends, we'd better get out of here. With all this noise, the guard will be here in no time.
Again! When will they learn? I need help from someone! I'm wounded!
What did they do to this wall? Why did they put it there like that?
They study everything that comes from our island. Creatures and humans alike. And they slaughter them.
Who are you, and what are you doing here?
It doesn't matter who we are. We've come to get proof and explanations about what you are up to here.
I don't see how what we do is any of your business. Now leave, before I call the guards.
Why are you working for Kurnas? In this underground place hidden away from everyone's eyes?
Let's just say the General was very persuasive. With this laboratory, he gave me the perfect conditions to pursue my research, and as many subjects as I needed for my experiments. What we discover here will change the world. So who needs daylight in the public eye?
What are you researching?
We're studying several diseases, but I can't imagine you'd understand anything about it.
You're using my people to carry out your experiments. They die in appalling conditions. You have no problem with that?
What are the lives of a few savages compared with progress for all of humanity? With the advancement of knowledge? Don't be ridiculous.
I can't let you do this. What you're doing here is horrible.
If you think I'm intimidated by a savage and a handful of traitors...
Only a fool dares to attack at the best. We've lost one of ours.
We must remain focused.
I'm wounded. We've lost one of ours! I must remain focused. Help! We've lost one of ours! I must remain focused.
Who are you, and what are you doing here?
It doesn't matter who we are. We've come to get proof and explanations about what you are up to here.
I don't see how what we do is any of your business. Now leave, before I call the...
Armor is useless now! I need help from someone. I'm wounded. I need help.
We've lost one of ours! I must remain focused. My armor is broken!
I'm wounded! Someone heal me!
scientists have lost their minds. They couldn't help but keep detailed notes and sketches of every stage of this poor man's suffering.
This is just what we needed.
So, you're the ones stirring up all the trouble. My men are in need of some serious training if they allowed a puny band of louts, led by a savage, make it this far. And how considerate of you to have come all this way. I understand your impatience to serve science. But enough gossiping. Guards, take them! Our scientists will be happy to have a few new subjects for their experiments.
You think we're just going to give up without a fight? Let's show them what we're made of! Everyone all right?
That Moni Cyanide knew how to fight. And all those soldiers that just kept coming and coming. I was beginning to fear we'd never get out.
Since everyone is safe and sound, I think it would be wise to get going, and fast. We won't be able to hold off forever against another wave of soldiers. This lever should activate the primary door. Engaging it may allow us to exit.
Ugh.